Darnell, you have the Joker thigh pads? Is that what I see? What's that all about?
Joker's my favorite hero, so I mean that's just my guy.
What do you think the passing game still needs to accomplish in the final weeks of practice here before the first game?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've been doing some good things, and just find ways to complement the run game. And I mean, that's something that we have to do in live action and see how that feels out. So within this preseason game, I think we'll get a taste of that. So we'll see.
Sorry. Do you want to play on Saturday?
Yeah, for sure.
Darnell, if you're not able to play, where does that leave you guys as a first unit offense? If the coaches make a decision that you guys are just going to sit Saturday for whatever reason, where does that leave you going into the regular season with very little time in preseason game action?
I mean, I think we're still comfortable with knowing what we got to do, but it's also like getting everybody out there for a game that it counts, but it actually doesn't count. But getting out there just to go full speed and get an understanding of like how we can make our play style known and our identity. So finding that identity.
How do you react when there is a sudden pileup of injuries on the offensive line and you guys have to be adjustable and flexible?
I mean, that happens. It happens throughout the league, whichever week in and week out. So I mean, you have to understand that it's just something that's going to happen. You can't just prevent it at any point in time.
Darnell, how have you noticed Chase Claypool staying engaged and trying to, work with you guys, whether it's in the film room or in just out of practice watching when he can't be able to be out there playing?
He's vocal within certain routes and what he thinks can help and why aren't we doing certain things, and he's still asking questions, learning the playbook and everything, and he always has a play sheet in his hand as if he's still in on a certain play. So whenever he gets back, he'll be ready for sure. We can just throw him in there. He doesn't have to like a build up or anything for like a certain play or anything. He understands what's going on. So it's a good thing that he's hurt to like learn that side of it still and grow on that. But he'll be back and be healthy for sure, and he'll be fine.
There was a play last week in the Colts practices with you where you beat somebody on a catch, and then they kind of took you down by your feet, fell at your feet, and you maybe don't even remember that because it's become so common for you. Is it to the point where when you get hit in the feet or anything like that, or go down in any kind of awkward way, that it's just routine again?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I don't feel anything random or like I'm not favoring a side or just hoping somebody don't hit me on my left side or everything. Like feel fine. Don't feel anything weird or anything. Like I fall. Nothing out of ordinary.
In your recovery, was there any part of it that took a little longer to get back to normal? Something you felt like you couldn't do for a while, and then you kind of got it back?
I think like the deceleration, like the stopping and starting. That was a big thing. Was able to like run full speed, pretty fast in my recovery, but it was just a stopping and starting.
Seen them utilize you on some of those jet sweeps and some of the pre-snap motion stuff. Do you like that role? I mean, it seems like that's something that can really stress a defense when you're pushing.
Yeah, I mean, whatever I can do, to help out the team. If that's part of the role that they want me to play this year, I'm willing to play that. I mean, whatever I can do to make a play, I'm good with whatever that is. So.
With the season coming up, do you have any optimism in terms of the contract of maybe getting something done before the start of the season? And are you comfortable playing out of contract here going into the season?
I don't really worry about contract, man. I'm a professional at football and let my agent be a professional at contracts. So I don't really worry about whatever gets done. It gets done whenever they have that, So I don't really even know what's going on now. So.
Is there increased motivation, though, if you are going into the season and something to prove financially?
Nothing to prove. I understand what I got to do with myself. I know what I can do as a playmaker. And like I said, there's no thoughts on contracts or whatever. I know I have 1 year left. So I'm blessed with the opportunity to have even that. So.
I know with the joint practices last week against the Colts and even today's practice, just seems like there's a greater emphasis by this coaching staff to use practice to make progress. Do you notice that? Is it any different? And do you feel like that's what's actually happening?
Yeah, I mean,
also like the games even.
Yeah, for sure. Practice is. You can get multiple reps, and it doesn't Like you can get the rep and actually coach it, and then call it again, and then get a different angle and all that. But with the coach practice, I mean, that was my first time away doing it, and no, I loved it. Like it was very fun. It was good to be on the defensive side and talk smack to the other team and just have a an absolute fun fest out there. I think we did very well versus those guys in practice, and I mean, you can understand the way we practice is a lot different than the way other guys practice, and no, I think it's very beneficial within practice of getting the progress and understanding like how we practice is definitely different. You'll definitely see a difference in the game from what we do than what other teams do.
How is it what you guys do different from what other teams do?
We practice hard. We practice very hard. We're moving to the ball at all times, whether you're offense or defense, and you can see some of those guys like when they catch the ball, it's just they just stop, and vice versa us when we catch the ball, like we're finishing regardless if we got tackled or touched on that play, and with the defense, they got all the guys flowing to the ball, so it's something different that guys don't do that's what I seen from those guys than us.
Mo, how important is it to develop the chemistry amongst the other wide receivers, just in terms of how y'all run y'all routes, the spacing, the timing, in terms of how y'all running off of each other, crossing patterns, and how you adjust them mid-play?
It's definitely you definitely have to have that chemistry. I remember in the coach practice, I had like a route that it's either I get the ball or DJ get the ball on this play, and I seen the coverage and literally like before the snap, I was like, don't worry about anything, just like go. I'm about to get you open. So I took the safety out and he caught the ball in the middle of the field and he was wide open. So I mean, you definitely have to have that chemistry and have that understanding that this guy that I'm gonna get this safety out of the way, so you don't have to worry about getting hit or anything. That you just worry about catching the ball. So.
In regard to Chase, is that something you need to be on the field to get to that level? Do you worry that they may take y'all a little bit of time into the regular season just because he's working his way back into that time in the regular?
I think just understanding the play and understanding why you're running this play or running this route, I think that takes care of everything. Instead of you're just going out there running a route, you understand why you're doing it. Because certain plays, like this play isn't designed for you to get open. You have to understand this play is designed for this person to get open. You have to run this route to get this person open. So as long as you understand the play, that takes care of itself.
How did you guys coordinate the prank on stiffing Tyler?
I think DJ set it up. I never did a rookie dinner, so I was blessed to not have to do that stuff. But yeah, it was like we went to dinner or whatever, and DJ and Justin kind of coordinated or whatever, like the pricing, whatever it was, cheaper than that. Then it got a little crazier, and then they told the restaurant people to like boost the bill up. I don't think Tyler still didn't know that they had paid the bill already, and he was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna dine and dash, man. Come on, let's get up out of here." He had no idea. He was like, "No, I gotta pay, man," because he was left at the table by himself. So, but it was funny though. It was good.
When did you let him know that it was?
I don't think nobody ever knew. Let him know until we got on the bus. He was like, "All right, I think somebody had to take care of it." So
You were talking about that practices are more intense here. You've only ever been on one team, but was it different when Eberflus came in?
yeah, for sure.
What you'd had before?
Yeah, he definitely set his own tone of just moving to the ball. I mean, it's something that I did in college, like the style of running extra and get everybody getting to the ball. So it's not something I'm not new to, but like I did it in college, and then my first couple of years, it was something I just continued to do, and we started doing that a little bit like my second year, and then when Flus came in, it was like everybody's doing this, so it's not something I wasn't new to though.
Did you get a chance to talk to Matt Forte today, and did you admire him a lot when you were going to Tulane?
Yeah, me and Matt talk all the time. It's not So when I seen him today, he called my name. He was like, "Oh, what's up, Moon?" I'm like, "Matt, what you doing out here?" So it was something natural, like nothing new. I talk to him on the phone all the time. So
Like a support person for you?
yeah, for sure. How does he support for me? Yeah. I mean, things around the city, things I need from like body wise, and things I can do. Like I asked him, how did he do for like his conditioning or whatever? Because he's the guy that's running back, not really coming out of the game, especially. I don't want to say back then because make it seem like he's an old guy, but I mean he's the guy that has been conditioned. He's playing running back and then actually doing some receiver stuff. So yeah, he's a guy I look for support for sure.
Darnell, what did you make of Tyson's play in Indianapolis, watching on the sideline, watching Tyson engineer the 92-yard drive?
He was calm, super calm, man. He was a electric. I mean, just looking at him, you know, with the quick game, he was getting the ball out wherever he wanted to go. That's where he was going. He wasn't indecisive. He was very understanding of what he wanted to do, and it was beautiful to watch. I had the headset on. I know what play was going on, and it was definitely beautiful to watch for sure, especially from him.
So with the headset on, was it everything operated?
Well, I was not a big time guy like that. I didn't have all that. I just had to play. That's all I got.
Jack, I know it's been a minute since Tremaine's been out there. How good was it to have him, even though he's in his ramp-up period, like still being back part of the group?
Yeah, I think it's encouraging. And I think it's encouraging just to kind of see him come back, and he's entering that kind of ramp-up period. And, you know, I'm sure sounds like he's doing pretty well too. So I'm sure we're going to see him get out there and get some reps too.
Lou said that, you know, throughout this whole process that there hasn't been that drop off with him as far as in the meeting room and still staying engaged and active. What does that look like to you and what you do on a day-to-day with him in his presence?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just always been locked into, you know, the new defenses that are coming in, new calls, knowing what his job is, communicating. I mean, walkthroughs and that, he'll still take walkthrough reps, just communicating with the D-line, the back end, and everything like that. And, yeah, just creating that kind of continuity, even though he can't be out there getting reps in actually on the practice field.
At the start of summer, it seemed like the idea was you were going to be taking reps at Sam. But with Tremaine out for an extended period of time, you got a lot of more play than Mike. Is there any value to that for you to keep playing Mike while, you know, the thought is, okay, ultimately I'll probably be playing Sam?
I mean, yes, I think so. And I mean, just, you know, just for me, I like to be able to play any position that they have me play. And, you know, I like to, you know, linebacker's linebacker. So, I mean, as long as you know what you're doing, a lot of similarities between whatever position you play. It's still, at the end of the day, linebacker. So, yeah, I mean, anytime that I can get out there and, you know, just get some reps and, you know, especially been playing with TJ and stuff, it's been fun. And, you know, and I think that's kind of what this whole time has been about, is just, you know, everybody in the room kind of learning new positions, kind of ones that they may not have started at. I mean, we've had a lot of injuries kind of come through, you know, me, Dylan, Tremaine, a lot of guys and stuff. So, you know, that's given everybody an opportunity to not only just hone in on what you were doing at the start, but also, you know, every other position as well.
Had a few new guys come in. Is it Michael Auger?
Yeah.
The new guys who have joined about halfway through here, what's been their, I guess, impact on the room, impressions of those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're good ball players, and I think just coming in and just, because I mean, I believe both of them came actually in Indy while we were down there, and you know, just seeing how right away, you know, they're able to kind of pick it up, you know, just learning the defense, learning, you know, where they're supposed to be, and then go out there and play pretty well in the game against the Colts on Saturday. You know, I think it was awesome to see.
A year ago when you came out of the final preseason game, the nerves of kind of that waiting game of not knowing for a few days whether you were going to be sticking around or what was happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is nerve-wracking, and I think everybody kind of has that feeling when it comes, and you know, it's a day that it is what it is in the NFL, and yeah, I think it's a sad day for everybody.
When you're so focused on your job and just doing your individual stuff, can you take a step back and see what's happening with the defense? Is this thing coming together? What kind of perspective do you have, especially with so many guys, starters out? Have you seen progress? What do you see, big picture, if you get that perspective in a training camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, you know, everybody working together, everybody working alongside each other. I mean, it's everything starts up front, and then, you know, just playing off of the D-line, you know, the D-line making plays, you know, causing pressure, causing havoc in the backfield, and then, you know, the linebacker is able to play off of that, and then, you know, all that pressure and everything like that, you know, the DBs are able to kind of take advantage of opportunities that they're given with whatever aired throws or stuff like that. And I think it's just, you know, over time, you know, guys been out, new guys are coming in, and you know, just keeping that same standard. And, you know, I think that's kind of what it has been this training camp, is just kind of a certain standard that, you know, when you're out there, you know, do your job and do it to the best of your ability. And so I think it's been so far cool to see.
What stood out to you about Terrell Lewis and some of the splash plays he's been able to make in the preseason?
I mean, just getting after the ball. And, you know, I think that's what everybody has what everybody sees is just, getting after the ball and causing big plays. I think that's what back-to-back games where he's had a strip sack and, causing and those are games that end up winning you football games. So I think it's been awesome.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Jack.
Have a good one.
So could you take us through the strip sack that you had on Saturday night and kind of how that play unfolded for you?
Just really focusing in on getting off the football, and then once I kind of got to his level, felt him turn, felt like I could bend around the edge and chop his arm down and then just burst it from there. And then trying to make it a habit of going for the football.
Since you got here in the spring, what have you tried to show to this coaching staff and this front office to believe in you?
Just making it a focus of just showing who the player that I am and being a consistent player day in and day out and making that kind of just a habitual thing.
Throughout your journey with the injuries and the opportunities, did you ever get to a point where you may have lost confidence or at least lost belief that you would ever get an opportunity to be fully healthy through a camp and show a team what you were capable of?
Nah, I think through my journey, it kind of it really kind of tested my faith in a higher power, and really just up until this point, even last year, I think I was healthy for the majority of the season last year, had a full healthy camp last year, and really just been focused. I feel like last year that was my biggest year where I felt like I was killing the narratives of the whole health and being healthy consistently, because even the past 2 years I never really had any significant injuries outside of little bruises and nicks like football. I'm saying nobody's ever going to be 100% healthy, but yeah, I feel like through my journey I never really lost confidence. I always felt like I've known who I was. I even talked to the guys yesterday in our little school session meeting just about just the journey, even at being in Alabama, like being around so many great players. Like when I'm around those type of guys, the energy, those type of energies rub off. So I feel like I never really lost sight of who I really was because I've always paid attention to the things that I have done well when I'm playing.
Terrell, that said, would you be surprised at this point if you didn't make this team?
I would be surprised, but at the same time, I know how the business goes, so I feel like that's why I just continue to focus on what can I do and control day in and day out, because at the end of the day, like, you're not only playing for, especially during the preseason, you're not only playing for yourself and the organization you're with, but you're also playing for every other team in the league.
Terrell, to that end, you being surprised if you wouldn't make this team, what's been the maybe most important thing for you going from, last year you're spending time on the practice squad to now this year being confident like, hey, I got a shot to make this 53-man roster?
Like I kind of said, like after the game, I think somebody asked me, but like I kind of go in with the mindset. I try not to think small, I always think big. So like I never have the mindset of like I'm trying to make the team. I kind of keep the mindset of I know I belong in this league. I know I should be on a team. So my main focus is to really and even since I've been here, just as I've got more and more like been here longer in Chicago, I feel like I've developed a routine to be able to like get adjusted to being in a whole new atmosphere. And my biggest focus since I've been here really is just being able to create a routine and create the good habits to be able to sustain my health, sustain my performance at a high level.
Terrell, you were part of a franchise that won a Super Bowl. Do guys here ever try to pick your brain about what that group was like, playing with those caliber players, and also how to get there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everybody always kind of, I feel like that's one of the things I really like about this team is like everybody always picking each other's brains, and I think a lot of guys gravitate towards asking me questions about like how do things go, because I do believe we got a lot of talented guys here, that can get us to that point. But I think the biggest thing that I stress to them that, the teams that I've been on that went to championships, even in college and the Super Bowl, is that you can't win a Super Bowl without, winning the day. So, everything starts day by day, and, you create those habits to get to that point. So by the time you get to a Super Bowl, you're fully prepared to, be yourself and feel confident and comfortable playing in those type of moments.
Who's the best player you played with at Alabama?
The best player I played with at Alabama? That's hard. That's very, very hard. I can't do best player. I feel like I could do a top 3 from each position.
I can't do best player. It'll probably be people calling me. Shit, Bo might say something when I'm in the locker room.
Seems like you and Travis, are maybe both fighting for a job, but in preseason games, you guys have like kind of traded blows. You'll make a great play, he'll make a great play. Do you guys talk about that? Like, hey, both of us are out here doing our thing.
Yeah, I mean, me and Travis, we have history. Like, we was friends. We came out in the same class, so like we kind of knew each other from the Senior Bowl and things like that. And I think, you know what I'm saying, when we out there together too, we kind of feed off each other energy. So like, when he'll see me get back there, or I'll see him get back there, we kind of like, okay, turn me up, T. Lou, or turn me up, Gip. So like, when we see things like that, like I'm big on like energy rubs off. So when you see a guy make a play, I feel like you get kind of like a FOMO type of feeling. Like, I don't want to just be a guy that's just out here and taking up space. So I need to make a play too.
Terrell, knowing that this weekend against Buffalo is probably your last chance to make an impression on this staff and other staffs, how do you approach that?
I'm excited. I mean, I approach it kind of just like every other game. I feel like me knowing that I have history in Buffalo. I played Buffalo last year, first game of my season with LA, and I feel like I played pretty good against them. But I also feel like I didn't get to rush as much as I, would have wanted. So I feel like I look forward to kind of being able to hone in on the things that I saw from last year, and then also seeing how guys play this year, and also just like I've been saying, like kind of preparing myself for week 1 and going into it with a regular season type mindset as far as like just even honing in on tendencies and keys that the offense is doing and how to tackle set things like that. So
Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Terrell.
thank you guys.